Welcome to EDU World Space.
Okay, so first, let's discuss when S is open. Okay, when the switch is open, this branch is broken. There's no current going through this branch. So I1 equal to 0. All the current goes through. So here we say is I1, here's I2, here's I3. Okay, all the current goes through R2 will also go through R3. So I2 gonna be equal to I3, which is the total current goes through the circuit. And it's gonna be equal to the voltage divided by the total resistance, which in this case R2 and R3 in series gonna be R2 plus R3. So it's 36 divided by 6 plus 3 is 9. So we have 4 ampere, right? 6 plus 3, 9, 4, 9, 36. Now, since there's no current goes through R1, so V1 equal to 0. And the current, they're all the same everywhere. So in R2, it's going to be equal, the voltage on R2, V2, going to be equal to I2, R2, is equal to 24 volts. And the V3 can be I3, R3, equal to 12 volts. Right? The sum of these two is equal to the volt of the battery. So that is when S is open. Now, when S is closed, so when S is closed, they start to have current go through I1, goes through R1. I1 is no more 0. Okay. So the resistance in this part, so R12, we have the relation that 1 over R12 equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. So from this equation, we can know that R12 is equal to 1 over 4 plus 1 over 6 is equal to 2.4 ohm. And the total resistance of the system R going to be equal to R12 plus R3 because these two are in series. So it's going to be 5.4 ohm. And the total current goes through the system, which is I3, going to be equal to the total voltage divided by the total resistance. So 36 divided by 5.4 is 6.67 ampere. Right? Okay. So with this equation, we know the current goes through R3. Now we can calculate that voltage on R3 will be equal to I3 times the resistance of it. So 3 times 6.67, it's about 20 volts. And the voltage, the total voltage, is equal to the voltage on R3 and the voltage on between AB. Okay, so the voltage between AB in this case is equal to also V1 equal to V2, gonna be the total voltage minus V3. So it's gonna be equal to 36 minus 20 is 16 ampere. So that's for question A. We have VAB. This is VAB in question A. And when S is open, this is VAB when S is closed. That's for question. And now we know the voltage, we can calculate the current. So the current go through I1 is equal to R1 is equal to V1 divided by R1, and it's 4 ampere. R2 is equal to, sorry, Yeah, R2 is equal to V2 divided by R2 is 2.67 ampere. So we can see that when the switch is closed, the current on I1, of course, it increased because in the beginning it's 0. Now the switch closed, the current goes through it, it increased. But the current on R2 decreased. It was 4 ampere before, now it's 2.67. And the current on I3 also decreased, but increased because the total resistance of the system decreased, so the total current in the system increased with a constant voltage in the system. So I3 increased. So we have I1 increased, I2 decreased, but I3 increased.